Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Patricia Carbonet, and I'm delighted to be your moderator today. My background is in environmental communications, and I represent REVOLVE, a communication agency working from Barcelona. And on the line as well, we have Marta and Martina from REVOLVE, who have been supporting the organization of this event and will be addressing any comments from the audience. So the objective of today's event is to support the development of innovative solutions to tackle water scarcity and to put in contact the solutions providers and the areas where needs have been detected. So special thanks to Elena Contioso from EIT Digital, responsible for putting together the agenda, who you will be meeting very shortly. So just a few important points before we begin with the agenda of the day. We are live right now on social media. You can find us on REVOLVE's YouTube channel, on LinkedIn, and on Twitter. So the live streaming is now just starting. And you can all interact through the chat on the social media channels. So during the talks, feel free to use the YouTube comments and also the LinkedIn chat. And we will be moderating that, and we will be bringing and addressing those questions and comments to the speakers during the event today. If you have not come across yet, the social media hashtag for the event is #InnoWise Scale, and my colleagues will be actually putting that on the social media channels right now, so you can use it during the whole meeting. And we are very happy if you can actually take part of this competition actively, both as innovators and as public. So I'm very pleased to introduce Elena Contioso from EIT Digital. She's the CLC manager, and she's going to give us an introduction to what the InnoWise Scale Competition is and the program behind it. So I'm very happy to say welcome, Elena, and please take the floor.
Thank you, Patricia. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this event in InnoWise Scale Competition to find innovative solutions for water scarcity in Southern Europe. My name is Elena Contioso, and I am the manager of the EIT Digital Co-location Center in Madrid. Let me share my screen. One moment. Okay. I will give a background about the program. Oh, sorry. About the program in the context of the EIT activities. EIT stands for European Institute of Innovation and Technology. The EIT is an independent body of the European Union to strengthen Europe's ability to innovate. It is the largest European innovation ecosystem. It brings together more than 2,000 partners and connects innovators and organizations. The EIT community is comprised by 8 knowledge and innovation communities, known as KICs. I work for EIT Digital, whose objective is driving digital transformation. And there are others, for example, EIT Food, Climate KIC, EIT Health, Manufacturing, all of them working specific challenges. This project is managed by several of these KICs. It is led by EIT Food with the collaboration of EIT Manufacturing, Climate KIC, EIT Digital, and 2 external participants, BioAzul and Afina Research Center. The goals of this project are the following. To create awareness about water scarcity, to foster innovation related to efficient water management, to build and transfer knowledge, and to become an agent of change, and to implement a water-saving culture in Southern Europe. To do that, this program consists of several actions. One of them is the InnoWise Scale Competition that we are holding today. Through a competitive call, 3 entities working in the sectors of food and beverage, agriculture, and utilities and infrastructure were selected to participate as problem holders. In today's competition, the infrastructure case, the problem holder is CIIP Spa, Cicli Integrati Impianti Primary. CIIP manages the water and wastewater service of 59 Italian municipalities. In a minute, Claudio Bernardo Carini will explain their case study. In addition, 6 scale-ups were selected to work in this challenge: Latitudo 40, Farem, Algae Nova, Water Jade, Clera One, and Blue Fate. After 3 months of support, mentoring, and training, these scale-ups will present today their solutions, and a jury will evaluate them. The winners of this competition will be granted with a first prize of 12,000 euros and a second prize of 10,000, both equity-free cash. There is also a special prize of 30,000 euros for testing purposes with the problem holder, based on their capacity to contribute to the water scarcity challenge. Indeed, the participants have received support in the form of mentoring and training. They have been working with their assigned mentors. All of them are water scarcity experts. I would like to call their names because they have been of great help for the scale-ups. They are David Smith, Maria Cristina Pasi, Peter Masular, Antonio Vicente, Alfonso Expósito, and Cristian Carboni. Thank you for your support. As I said, this competition is embedded in a larger program. We also work in the creation of knowledge through a group of experts. We have the Water Academy, technical seminars delivered by experts, and we organize activities to raise awareness regarding water scarcity. Finally, I would like to let you know that there are 2 other competitions. The one for utilities already took place, but you are still in time to register and attend the last competition for the agricultural case study. You are invited to do so. And with this, I would like to thank you for your attention and wish the scale-ups the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you for the great overview. So we have an exciting agenda for you today, and over the next 2 hours, we will be able to discover innovative solutions to the challenges of unconventional water resources recovery, among others. So we will start with a keynote presentation from Claudio Bernardo, founder of CIIP, as Elena just introduced us to. It's a company managing water and wastewater services of 59 municipalities in the south area of Mars region in Italy. And he's also the problem holder of the InnoWise Scale Infrastructure Competition. So once the ground is set by Claudio, we will have the innovators pitching. So they will be presenting their innovative solutions to answer to the problem holders' challenges. And during this innovators pitching session, we will present the video that the participants have been providing. And after each of these videos, we will allow 4 minutes for a Q&A with the jury. So this will be followed by a presentation by Ramón López Roldán, Open Innovation Manager at SUEZ Spain. And then the award ceremony will take place at the end of the event. And I'm very happy to welcome, before we start the event, to the 3 members of the jury. Attilio Toscano, Professor of Agricultural Hydraulics and Watershed Protection at UNIVO. Thank you for being here. José Antonio Rodríguez de la Cruz, Technical Coordinator and Head of Communication at the Spanish Association of Urban Wastewater Services Management Companies, and Antonio García Hortal, Innovation Leader at EIT Digital. The 3 of them and Claudio will have to decide on the part of the 8-foot InnoWise Scale Competition where water scarcity, and they will be announcing the winners of the awards. So without more hesitation, let's start with Claudio Bernardo, founder of CIIP. Hello, Claudio. I can see you.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank
you. It's good to me.
The floor is yours.
I'm going to share my presentation, yeah?
Perfect.
Okay. Well, good morning. I'm Claudio Carini, and since 2019, I'm the CEO of the wastewater treatment plants of CIIP Italian CIIP and I am the technical director and technical manager of the wastewater treatment plants. During the years I've spent in CIIP, I've been involved in numerous activities in the field of wastewater treatment plants, such as design and project management of wastewater treatment plants, focusing on process control, development of plant remote control, SCADA HMI application and maintenance procedures, implementation of energy management system for containing and reducing energy consumption on all the processes managed by CIIP. But what is CIIP? CIIP is the water utility that manages the water and wastewater service for the 59 municipalities located in the south area of Marche region in central Italy for the provinces of Ascoli Piceno and Fermo. In this picture, you can see our three water main system that delivers water from Pescara Capodacqua source, the green one, Sasso Spaccato source, the orange one, and Foce source, the blue one. You can also see the location of drinkable water emergency plants represented by the drop symbol, the blue drop symbol. And these plants draw from deep water catchments, and if necessary, the water is treated before being fed back into the main pipeline. Also, the orange symbol, the cylinder orange symbol, represents the largest wastewater treatment plants managed by CIIP. Among these, there is the largest plant in the Marche region in terms of population equivalent, and it is located in the southeastern part of our territory. I will talk to you about this plant at length later. Here are some numbers from CIIP. CIIP delivered in 2020 over 20 million cubic meters of drinking water. We manage about 6,000 kilometers of piping for drinking water distribution and about 2,400 kilometers of piping for sewer system. 20 wastewater treatment plants with capacity higher than 2,000 population equivalent and over 300 combined sewer overflows. Our territory is characterized by the fluctuation of several population, mainly related to the touristic vocation of the whole area. And that's all. What happened after the seismic events? In addition to the well-known period of drought and water scarcity, our area also suffered the effects of the 2016 earthquakes, which exacerbated these problems. I would like to show to you some images describing these effects. As an overview, let's take a look at the picture on the top left, taken in the morning immediately after the seismic sequence on the 24th of August. This is the first image that our operators found themselves in front of during the inspection visit to the Sasso Spaccato source. The flow rate is practically been reduced to zero due to the earthquake, clearly. You can see the crack in the rock from which drinking water normally flowed, practically dry. The picture in below left show another terrible image, which is the main pipeline of Pescara Aqueduct suspended in air after the landslide caused always by the earthquake. In addition to this, the earthquake caused numerous leaks in the main pipelines, problems in the tanks and tunnels, temporary change of turbidity in the water, and a lot of problems then. The effects of the earthquake, combined with the water scarcity and drought, have not only affected water for human consumption. The picture on the top right, these two pictures, shows the dam on Lake Gerosa. Maybe it's too little. Well, the water contained in this artificial lake is mainly used in agriculture for electricity production. The picture on the left is an image of a few years ago taken by Google. The other picture is taken last week from my colleague, and it's quite evident how the level has dropped down of a few meters. The graphic in the last image, the graphic in the bottom right, represents the average total flow rate distributed by CIIP per year in the last 11 years. Normally, our water system has structurally drawn with a return period of about 5 to 7 years, with an average flow rate of more than 1,200 liters per second. It was sufficient for the whole population before the earthquake. I'd like to say that 2012 was a year of ordinary drought. The average flow rate was about 1,000 liters per second. With the 2016 earthquake sequences, the system changed, and after an initial moment in which it seemed that the flow rates had slightly increased, this period lasted a few weeks, the water flow rate fell drastically. Today, we have an average flow rate of around 850 liters per second, with a structural deficit of around 300 liters per second. CIIP has remedied this deficit by drawing deep water through the activation of the energy plants, mainly consisting of wells and, in some cases, in some treatments of the water before it is released into the pipeline. Clearly, this corresponds to an increase of energy expenditure. This experience has left its mark on CIIP, but above all, it has entered in a disruptive way into the lives of the entire population of the 59 municipalities. For this reason, it was necessary and fundamental for all of us to question the role of the infrastructure, just like CIIP, and this meant also beginning a path of change in water resource uses. Over the last 2-3 years, we have already undertaken numerous reflections on how the infrastructures managed by us, by CIIP, can be made more resilient to the changes we are experiencing and how develop the change of this infrastructure according to the requirements of circular economy, of environmental impact and sustainability. So, from these ideas were born a collaboration on these issues with several universities. Thanks to this collaboration, today CIIP is active on several fronts concerning delivering sustainable and safe water use for agriculture and ecosystems in coastal areas. We are talking about Brodolini wastewater treatment plant to water resource recovery facility. We are searching for new sources for drinking water production. We are reducing water losses in drinking water distributions, and we are implementing artificial intelligence on water distribution tanks levels. Also, we are taking a journey on assessment and mitigation of environmental impacts of combined sewer overflows. This renewal now on our way of thinking and on our approach to these new problems caught the attention of the market region administrators who financed the number of interventions to be carried out in the CIIP area. As part of the path defined for Brodolini wastewater treatment plant, we came to know and embrace InnoWise competition, which perfectly proposes the innovative path we sought and wanted in the field of creation ecosystemic innovation to increase cooperation integration between business, infrastructure, and research. CIIP contribution, albeit small, is part of this path and concerns in details in the San Benedetto del Tronto wastewater treatment plant, which is this case study. San Benedetto del Tronto is an urban area for a population of about 47,000 residents with a very high tourism flow, about 800,000 people per year, mainly in hotels. The area of urban catchment is about 25.4 square kilometers and it's been awarded with the Blue Flag by Foundation for Environmental Education since 1999. In this area, there are several water uses, just like domestic, industry, ecosystems, and agricultures. In this area, in the south of the San Benedetto del Tronto municipality area, there is the Sentina Natural Reserve, which is a protected natural area of about 2 square kilometers, with 1.7 kilometers of coastline on the Adriatic Sea. With a small dune system and natural vegetation, the risk of coastal erosions. Dunes, wetlands, salty meadows, and agricultural lands mostly characterize the habitat. In fact, a part of the reserve is used for agricultural purposes. This is a largely hydro-demanding habitat. The water destined to agricultural activities is currently supplied mainly through the channels managed by the so-called Consorzio di Bonifica, which is a territorial body in charge of the distribution of water resources for agricultural purposes. Nowadays, also the activity of Consorzio di Bonifica is in difficult due to water scarcity and the well-known drought. Also, the Sentina Natural Reserve have now needing for water for the purpose of replenishing the small lakes, which are located here, of the natural park, but the available resources currently not sufficient for this purpose and for all the uses. In the south west of this area is located the wastewater treatment plant of San Benedetto del Tronto. It is at the end of the Tronto River Valley, and it has a design capacity of 180,000 population equivalent. The influent average flow rate is 25,000 cubic meters per day, with a consistent seasonal variation of mass, load, and flow rate. In this scenario, the main problem focus is to apply a systemic approach to integrate agriculture, the natural area and the urban peri-urban territory of San Benedetto del Tronto, also including reclamation activities of non-conventional water sources, wastewater and combined earth sewer overflows, for agricultural purposes and environmental needs, such as the water balance in the natural park. So the main goal is the territorial water balance. That's to say, to integrate the available resources into a single systemic water balance, where the reuse of the water treated by the wastewater treatment plant with the best available technologies and in compliance with the UA regulation. The volume of the water treated by the plant, about 7.5 million cubic meters per year, are much higher than the demands of the territory, consisting of 900,000 cubic meters per year for the natural reserve and 1 million cubic meters for agricultural purposes. So, sustainable, fit-for-purpose reuse substantiates the concept of circular economy. So our objectives in this project are reliable assessment of water demand and offer, including short, mid, and long-term predictive analysis, to provide a water source to match catchment-wide water demand and offer, analyze, assess, and minimize risk to guarantee safe water reuse, minimize interruption of treated water supply due to the plant malfunctions, provide best solution in terms of water, energy, food, ecosystem nexus. We believe that the supply from different water sources for different uses and users, the so-called and well-known multiple water for multiple purposes, is the key for interpreting future sustainable investment strategies. And in the same way, we believe that entrepreneurs proposing new strategies for climate change must necessarily be involved in these improvement paths. The best available technologies, in accordance with the EU regulation, make the use of treated wastewater in safe and cost-effective conditions is valid, but overall in our territory, underutilized way of increasing water supply and relying pressure on overexploited resources. For this reason, and for our project, we are very happy to have this space made available to us by the IIT Digital, with the hope, indeed, the certainty, that all will be able to take advantage of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Claudio. Thank you for the great overview and putting the problem and challenges and the case studies from CIIP. And now, let's jump into the actual solutions that the providers have prepared. So we are going to start with the innovators pitching right now. The session will last around 45 minutes. We are expecting 5 startups to present their work. The first one to present will be Blue Veit, if I'm pronouncing it well. So I would like to ask Marta to play the video. And after playing the video, we will do the Q&A for 4 minutes with one representative from the startup. Thank you so much.
Blue Veit, a biotechnology. Hello everyone, I am Enrique Rao, the CEO of Blue Veit, a biotechnology company specialized in providing kits for microbiological water analysis. Our mission is to facilitate the microbiology in water, and as we are a B Corp company, our motto is Save water for a better world. The climate crisis is accelerating the urgency to improve water quality worldwide, an issue further aggravated by the lack of access to clean and safe drinking water. In the case of Europe, last year, Europe Parliament approved regulations around drinking water and water reuse, and both regulations add as a novelty qualifiers like a new viral indicator. This is because bacterial indicators, still widely used, have significant limitations and inefficiency, especially when looking at viral pathogens in water. Our product, our solution is disruptive, is easy to use, presents high sensitivity, and dramatically reduces the incubation time. It's based in a patented technology, is cheaper, and finally, we can sell to Italy thanks to our local distributor. We are producing testing kits to identify viral indicators within water. Water without these qualifiers is deemed pathogen-free, and importantly, is safe drinking water. ProofH offers an innovative technology that allows effective enumerations of qualifiers in only 6 hours versus the 24 hours required by standardized methods. Moreover, with only 2 pictures at the beginning and at the end of the reaction, we can quantify directly the concentration of microbiological parameters. Internally, we compared our process with the large and dangerous ISO method, and we have equivalent errors. You can see here that we reduce time in preparation of material, preparation of in-column culture, and result time. In consequence, we reduce the labor force in 85% and the price in 20%. This is very good reduction. There are some other similar products in the market that provides effective information due to equation results, and when we compare, our ProofH is in the best position. In conclusion, we are the fastest, the simplest, and the easiest kit for analysis of qualifiers. This is crucial in a global context where health risk management needs faster reporting. Our company was born in 2016 as a spin-off of the University of Barcelona, and since there, our team and our distributors are growing by the day. We have distributors, especially in Europe, but also in Georgia, South Africa, and Singapore. Now, rapid kits are internally validated, and we are selling to water utilities in the Italian market. We can assist CIIP, Consorzio di Bonifica, and other Italian stakeholders involved with the microbiological monitoring and surveillance. Our challenge is to help the Cicli Integrati with the new regulations thanks to our products. They could test our technology in several waters, drinking, recreational, and agricultural reuse, and focusing monitoring on a stress period like summer. And how CIIP can implement the new regulation? With an adequate surveillance plan, they can carry out their water safety plan in water cycle. We propose to train the staff to analyze several types of water in several times, and finally to propose a water safety plan according to results. And finally, to conclude my presentation, I would like to show how the microbiological reaction changed the color of the right sample. Thanks for all, thanks to the organization, and I will be happy to answer your questions. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Nick.
May I start, for example? Yes, I have seen that this can be a great advance for the efficiency of the water management companies, but you can explain a bit more how this faster test, more efficient test impacts on the good quality water availability, because companies are already doing this test in a less efficient way, I understand.
Yes, this is a product that is produced with a host strain, a bacterial strain, that with when there are virus in a sample, it produces the releases of the strain, and it changes the color because the chromosomes. Okay. In the case of CIIP, there are some whales that they explode in summer that they have problems in terms of microbiological. No? If you can do this analysis faster, you can know before, no, if this water can be produced for drinking water. And in the case of reused water, also the same. You can verify, you can if your treatment is going well or not, and then you have the answer before, faster.
Okay. Thank you.
Enrique, thank you for your presentation and congratulations for being part of this initiative. I have two questions. Can you specify how many coliforms your system detects? And I want to know if the solution is the same for all the cases, or can you adjust which pathogens are detected depending on the client's needs?
We don't detect coliformes. Coliformes is a bacteria. We detect coliphages. Coliphages is a type of virus, and it's the viral indicator that use the new regulation to control pathogens virus. Why? Because this viral indicator always is in higher concentrations than pathogen virus. Okay, and for this reason, it's an indicator. We can detect coliphages since 1 PFU, no?
You can adapt the solution for each client, for each company.
Yes, you can use this method for several types of water, and in consequence for all companies that have surface water, rock water, recreational water. I think
Okay.
it's for all. You can use also for salt water.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, good morning. Just a very quick question from my side. Thanks for your presentation. So, if I understood well, this solution is already on the market, right? Yes.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, could you provide us a cost per sample of this solution? Because I have seen in the presentation a sort of comparison with other solution or other methods, but could you have a medium, an average cost per sample? Could you provide us?
It's 30 euros per sample, and
Per
we provide
sample.
yes, per sample.
Yeah.
We provide these kits in a box with 50 samples.
Okay.
Then one box is 30 euros for 50.
Yes. Thank you very much. That's all for me. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Since we are running a little bit late, let's jump into the next pitching with Farem. We will play the video, followed by the 4 minutes Q&A. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Martin Ryan. I'm the CEO and founder of Farem Biotech, and we are leading the enzymatic revolution for a natural and sustainable water industry. We focus on some UN sustainability goals involving pharmaceutical pollutants like causing antibiotic resistance, for example, everyday products releasing plastics and hormone disruptors into our waters, or agricultural chemicals like pesticides and fungicides causing big problems like bee genocides and these kind of things in nature. We use enzymes in our technology as the solution, and this is based from bacterial and fungal enzymes that already work on breaking down these things naturally in the environment. Not so efficient though, and that's where our technology comes in and do this in a much more efficient way. This is technology already existing in big industries like in food and detergent and textile industry, and we are just expanding this type of technology into the organic micropollutant market. But it doesn't stop with enzymes. We also work on a silica-based material. It's like a sand material where we bind the enzymes on top of the material. All of this is quite technical, but the end product is very simple. It's a somatic sand, we call it, and it works exactly the same as a sand filtration step with the added functionality of the enzymes. So all you need to do is make sure that the water runs through, and the enzymes will take care of all the pollutants. This allows us to offer a solution that has a much lower cost than our competitors, 5 times lower in capex because of the simple setup, and the material is very cheap, so we can lower the opex almost to the half compared to our competitors. It's a simple setup based on sand filtration infrastructure, so we can set up plug-and-play solutions, and we use local suppliers to do everything, so it can be easily handled. And the enzymes have the capacity that we can mix and change enzymes as we want, so we can actually guarantee that we can lower the PNEC values that you have problem with at your site. We have designed a container solution for this challenge. Can cover 1,000 cubic meters per day and have all the monitoring and sampling already in place. And it's a big pilot that we can offer within the scope of this challenge. Our competitors have not really changed over the last 10 years. It's based on ozone activated carbon. They haven't been able to lower the costs, which has been the biggest challenge for this market, and they don't scale very well into the smaller, medium-sized plants either. So we are the first one that can actually offer a scalable and low-cost solution, and we also think that we will be able to improve this technology for many years ahead. OMP or organic micropollutant installations already happened in over 100 different sites in Europe, so it's a fast-growing market. It's going to be a 7 billion euro market according to some measurements by 2035. We have set up a recurring revenue model for going to the market, where we sell the somatic sand to our customers over these years. This allows us to have a very high lifetime value on the average customer. This is actually 4 times higher than our competitors' lifetime value, even though that we offer still a lower cost for the customer. Our team is me, Maria, and Christian. We have a long entrepreneurial background, a lot of awards over the years, and it's going to be us that you will have contact with going forward. Thank you, and thank you from Farum.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Martin. I have only a little question. You are an experienced company with a story of more than 8 years. So in all this time, how the market accept your product? What's your experience?
Very positively, of course. It's a somewhat slow moving market, of course. So we have more customers in the industrial sphere at the moment, where they are a little bit faster to decision, and you usually are a little bit smaller installations as well. But we do have some initial customers in the municipal space as well, where we are looking mostly at the piloting phase at the moment. But it's positive receptions, and when you finally start to realize the concept of this new type of technology.
Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Can I go now? I have a question regarding the business model. Do you sell your product to other distributors that go to the water companies, and do you go directly to the water companies to sell the somatic sand?
No, the long-term go-to-market strategy is to work with local representatives. We do, of course, work a little bit initially with some directly with the wastewater treatment plants, but we will always end up with setting up the distribution and the service and maintenance with a local partner anyway. So long term, we hope that we partner up with some strong local representatives that can both help us expand in the local market, but also take care of all the infrastructure, all the distribution needed for that market.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good morning and thanks for your presentation. I have a small question about, I understood that your is a technology that is a module, is a pilot that could be plug and play in each plant, if I understood well. What do you think that could be the application in the selected case study of the market region? And have you?
So yeah, we know that we actually look at a similar case in Netherlands where they are looking at using wastewater with a heavy agricultural imprint on it, and the biggest challenge is there is a lot of pesticides, fungicides, and other things in the water that you cannot really reuse it into or repurpose it for agricultural water, for example, or put it into some local stream and so on because of the challenges in the environmental damage that it would cause. So we would be able to design the solution that it really targets these type of challenges in the wastewater, so that they can repurpose the water for new uses and then reuse the water for new purposes instead of taking fresh water or these kind of things instead. So that's our main goal with this type of pilot.
Thank you very much. That's all for me.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So now it's the turn of Algae Nova. Johannes, we will play your video followed by the Q&A. Thank you.
I'm Johannes. I'm going to walk you through our nature-based solutions for CIIP Spa and the case study San Benedetto de Toronto. I'm the technical director of the Algae Nova group. We are located in Greece and Austria and have developed now for more than 20 years circular economy and nature-based solutions. We sell these consultings and products all around the world. Still, we have a focus on Europe and the Mediterranean areas especially. That is why the challenges for Marke are not new to us. Water scarcity during summer months due to high touristic loads, combined sewers, agriculture, which is still missing, and maintenance that is needed for the provided solutions. That is the reason why we believe an integrated approach is needed. Our solutions start at the very beginning of the catchment, on the green belt, and go all the way along the waterway until it's treated in the wastewater treatment plant and released to the water bodies. I'll walk you through the solutions one by one in a minute. Our unique selling proposition is that we offer our solutions, we have a full system designed, we can do the integration and the evaluation all in one hand. Usually, depending on the size of a project, it takes 12 to 24 months from start to finish. Solutions 1 and 2 both deal with rainwater and the catchment. So, in the solution 1, in the catchment area per se, we can protect the ecosystem and increase the quality of the water with nature-based solutions. Solution 2 is farther down the waterway, where we can reinstall the runoffs and reuse these directly on spot or collect them for the needs that are there locally. Solutions 3 and 4 deal with the wastewater. 3 on the decentralized level, building or quarter level, where we treat the wastewater with green walls and reuse it for urban agriculture, for example, or at the more centralized level in solution 4, where we work with the wastewater treatment, sizing plants, either a constructed wetland for primary or even tertiary treatment. The good thing is we can even remove microplastics and then have it available for ecosystem restoration, sustainable agriculture, or biodiversity. We can apply these solutions in park systems. We can even use locally available materials to construct these. We have done this in mega-scale projects in China. We love also to integrate our nature-based solutions with very modern tech and apply sensors all along the way to measure and see the quality and the quantity of water 24/7. These systems can even lead to automation. Our systems are better off than other conventional systems. We have a higher biodiversity, more circularity, and even compete with costs. The market growth is also quite obvious. I think the Green Deal, the Paris agreements, these SDGs, they all say we need nature-based and circular economy solutions. We have segmented our market approach now for water utilities, municipalities, and especially the tourism sector. Our business model is that we sell whole consulting packages to our clients together with products, or even separate, and cooperate with local agencies. We have a very strong team, from landscape architects to wetland experts to circular economy experts, and want to save money and do good. We turn a problem into a solution and put 20 years of research into action. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hi, Johannes.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for your presentation. It's clear that your company have a lot of experience and that you offer a wide range of solutions. However, in the presentation, there are 6 different solutions for this challenge. And for me, it's not clear what specific solutions you offer to these Italian cities. So can you explain a little more if you change 1, 2, or all the solutions that you offer in the presentation for this challenge? Is a mix of all of them, or what's your...
The thing is, yeah, we offer the consulting and on the engineering on the systemic solutions. So either they want to protect the catchment, or they want to guide the rainwater to be reused, or they want to treat the wastewater. I think it is really dependent on the specific case per se. I would also rather see in a series of events, starting with something, let's say wastewater at the centralized level, and then if they see that it works, we go to the next level. So it can be scaled, and we can even start in the small scale, and they are sure that it works, and then we go bigger scale, then we go to decentralized scale, and we make it at the buildings, at the municipal buildings, for example. And so okay. We see it like along many years in
mm-hmm. Okay, progress. Perfect. Thank you very much.
I have one question regarding if in your approach, do you have any kind of own product from your company, or what you are offering is a solution, integrate solution with different kind of product specifically for this problem?
Yeah, we see as a system integrator. We have ourselves developed the water treatment systems, for example, the green walls, the constructed wetlands. This is something that we per se offer. But we also know very well about other technologies. We run currently 13 or so European projects, and whenever they are in need of a certain sensor that we don't have, we just buy it, or we collaborate with the specific organizations. So we are the integrator of the different packages.
Thank you.
Hi, Johannes. Good morning.
Hi,
thanks for your presentation. So thanks for your presentation. I know very well the solution based on natural-based solutions. So the only concern from my side is that you offered a lot of solution, as you said, from the catchment to the wastewater treatment plant. So in this way, it could be very difficult to estimate the costs of solution for a city, no? So I think you should concentrate on 1 or 2 of these solutions, depending on the real needs of the case study provider. What do you think about this?
Yeah, but the real needs, as we understood it in several sessions, are multiple. It's water scarcity, it's no water for agriculture, it's the ecosystem things. So for us, it was obvious that they wanted something like integrated, and all these solutions that we offer, they all like guide to the same goal. From our perspective, we would start with the wastewater treatment part, and that's like the easiest thing, and then we can walk to the next, like rainwater and so on. But in reality, you know, nature-based solutions can do a lot on different angles. So it is
okay. Yeah. Yes. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Johannes. That's all for me.
Thank you, everyone. So the next video will be from Latitudo. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Gaetano Volpe and I am CEO of Latitudo 40. And here our solution for water use in infrastructure following the CIIP case study. The problem, more than 70% of total water is used in the agricultural production. More than 1.5 billion of citizens are exposed to problems caused by water scarcity, and 30% of time money is spent to get the right environmental data. In our company, we use space data to create actionable insight for environmental decision makers, leveraging the 30 billion of investment in Earth observation satellites in the last 10 years. We created a platform that is completely automated and offers the capability to map an area, identify and analyze the trends, identify the risk analysis, and take the right decision. Our technology, our platform is an integration of different technology like satellite images, innovative AI ML-based algorithms, virtual meteor station, and agri-machine and IoT sensor data integration. Here, our solution for the problem identified in the challenge. The first problem is understanding water stress periods for crops in Sentina protected area to forecast water needs in the right way. Our solution offers the capability to automatically collect data from space to analyze crop status, derive stress parameters, trends, and forecast water needs. So we can identify the crop health monitoring and optimize the irrigation management. The second problem that we try to solve is the monitoring of sediments in the Tronto River to manage water flow and use it as a natural water source for crops and avoid flooding phenomenon. In this case, our solution is capable to detect accumulation of sediments in selected area and notify the flooding danger situations and suggesting where removal action should be applied in very simple and easy way. The third problem that we try to solve is the coastline erosion. This problem is very big at worldwide level and is very complex to identify the reason of this coastal erosion and to identify the best place where to act. In this case, we apply to this our solution to manage sediment distribution from the Tronto River to see and correctly manage it. Our platform is able, using high-resolution images, to monitor the coastline erosion based also with historical analysis and to identify the best place and best area where to act to solve and reduce this problem. Last problem is landslide and runoff. These phenomena are very important for rural areas, but also for the cities. In this case, our solution offers a new tool to monitor landslides and runoff phenomenon. And using satellite imagery combined with weather forecasts, we can create alerts to predict area where there is an increasing risk for population and for assets. Our business model, our platform is a completely software as a service model with no investment and totally based on our cloud software. The model is based on a subscription fee based on the type of service selected, the size of the area in square kilometers, the period of time, and the frequency of updating. We serve directly the user, or we can offer our solution to partners as system integrator to improve the environmental approach of IT solution. The model offers the capability to monitor small or large area in very simple way.
Hello.
Hi, Mauro.
Good morning, Mauro. Can I start, for example? First, congratulations for your presentation. I have two questions. One is regarding the competitors that you can have to collect that information. Thinking that the area in the Sentina part is not so big. We are talking about 2 kilometers per 1 kilometer or something like that. I can imagine that a competitor can be to gather the data there because it's with sensor or even going there to get the data. And this is the first question. How do you compare with this possible approach that is not using satellite, but going to the on-site to gather the data? And the second one is regarding the product. If you have to develop a specific product to solve the problem of this case, so you have the platform and then you build the product on top of this satellite imaging platform. These are two questions.
Okay, just the first one. We believe, also because we do it, that the chance to collect satellite images also on tasking on small areas is no more a problem. We actually can collect areas starting from 4 square kilometers in when we want, and with the resolution up to 50 centimeters, asking for tasking also in a few days before we need from our providers that are we use several providers and we have agreements with them with several different kind of images. So probably going there can be done just once or twice, then the cost will be higher and higher than each time that they go on the place to take all the data. Then we have an overview of the land, and we can go deeper and deeper using a different resolution on the images. On the second question, we developed obviously our solution is dedicated to, for example, for agriculture to find water stress that is already in place, or coastal erosion is already in place. The same said for the sediment monitoring and for landslide. So we have several products. Obviously, they should be, let me say, adapted or applied to the specific use case to see if the information that we can provide are the right one for the specific challenge.
So I have a curiosity, if possible. You said that you use satellite images, of course, to forecast water stress. But after using the images, you should use for sure a model or water balance model or something like this. Do you know? Could you say me some characteristics of this model? So use the image to provide NDVI probably or something like this, and then you have a physical model to estimate the evapotranspiration or.
Yeah, obviously we use also data specifically on the evapotranspiration. We collect already applied data, and then we upscaled the data on high resolution images, because at the moment, for example, evapotranspiration is like 800 meters spatial resolution that is not so useful in this case, but upscaling the model, we can go deeper on this kind of information. But on the water stress forecasting, basically we applied some existing models like the Stanford University Invest model for specific purposes, and we applied it on our use cases in agriculture. Just to give you an example.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's all.
Welcome.
Hi, Mauro. I have only a little question. Is a curiosity about the solution 3 about coastline. Okay. Can you tell us some example of success where your company applied these solutions?
Yeah,
in Italy or
yes. Yeah, the last one we did, we have a contract for monitoring, for example, in the Chioggia city that is near Venice, and they have a huge problem of coastline erosion, and this is our last success, because we are a contract monitoring up to the end of the next year.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. So let's jump into the last pitching of the day, which is Watergate.
Good morning. My name is Matteo Dall'Amico and I am the founder of Mombigis. It's a pleasure to present our project Watergate, the digital twin of the catchment. How much water is there and when will it become available? These are the key questions that most water managers are asking to comply with water supply, like hydropower companies or water utilities. Still nowadays, the current procedure to forecast water is based on historical data that are feeding simplified models that reproject the past into the future. But with climate change, this is becoming very risky and can lead to inefficiencies and unpreparedness to extreme events. This is why we have developed a new technologies that not only takes into account historical data, but also satellite data and numerical weather predictions that are feeding a chain of physical models and machine learning. The advantage is that we take into account the full water cycle. We double the accuracy compared to a state-of-the-art without the installation of any equipment, and this technology can be scaled globally. So our vision is to complement the digital twin of the plant with the digital twin of the catchment, and the customers can log in and access services of monitoring, forecast, and decision support. Let's see some example. There's no monitoring currently available in the Alps, discharge monitoring for the rivers, inflow forecast for the plant, and decision support to manage the level of the reservoir. So we are ready to face the challenge provided by CIIP that is supplying water to San Benedetto del Tronto in Italy, where the current problems are drought and service interruptions on the one hand, and also poor coordination with other entities dealing with water. Our solution, the digital twin, can provide short-term and seasonal forecast for the water and also decision support to manage the level of the reservoirs, with the advantage to improve the resilience with drought events and also better concentration among the entities. Our market is very big. In the global, there are more than 500,000 utilities and 200,000 dams and also 12,000 hydropower companies, with a total estimated market of more than €1 billion. We have already traction. We're serving the second, third, and fourth largest hydropower companies in Italy, and the water utilities. We have 2 ongoing pilots in Spain, so making strategic partnerships with software providers and for water utilities and turbine producers. And this should lead us to access to 1,200 plants in the next 5 years. The competitor map, on the one hand, we can identify the dimension of the service portfolio, and on the other hand, the water cycle analysis. So we differentiate among our competitors because we provide a complete water cycle and also a complete service portfolio. Our business model is a service business model with a recurrent annual subscription per plant. So if we look at our dashboard with all the service available, we can see that the readiness level of each service is varying, where there are services with a low TRL and services with a high TRL. And this is why we are asking for 1 million investment round to improve our technology and also improve the market penetration. Our team combines both technical skills and marketing vision. I have more than 10 years experience in marketing and sales in the water sector. If you really believe that water is the new gold for the 21st century, then come and talk to us. Thank you for your attention. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Matteo.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Matteo, thank you for your presentation.
Yeah.
I am curious about the issue of hydropower. Can you elaborate more on this point of your presentation? What what can your solution bring to this point of hydropower?
Well, hydropower are dealing with water, obviously, and they need to understand how much water will go to their turbine in the next days or months, because of civil protection issues if they have a reservoir, or because of market trading the energy in the market. So they have similar needs compared with water utilities dealing with with reservoirs. So we have already experience with hydropower because we follow all the water cycle that is happening upstream in the catchment, whether it is in the Alps where the snow is present, whether it is in Guatemala where the snow is not present. And we apply physical models and machine learning to provide accurate forecasts for the next days, or also for the next weeks, so that they can improve the budgeting and also the energy trading.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Congratulations for the presentations. I would like to understand how complex the configuration of the system is. How do you integrate with the current systems in the water management company?
Well, the configuration, I would say that it is the first phase, and also maybe the most important, where you have to collect the data. It is meteo data on the one hand, and let's say observations on water on the other hand, and also collect, maybe use satellite data to feed possible missing in situ data to complement this information. And then you need to, let's say, configure the system taking into account all the reservoirs and the catchments, and maybe also the intakes from lateral catchments. So you need to connect all the water into you have to digitize the connections of the water from the natural basins to the plant. And sometimes this can become difficult because you have to model what is happening in other catchments, and also where maybe there is a scarcity of data. So we have done experience with hydropower where they have the same issues, and we have come out with an interesting modeling architecture, which is very flexible. Then once you have done this configuration, then you can calibrate the models according to historical data, and then run the prediction service.
So, hello, Matteo. Thanks for your presentation.
Thank you.
Very interesting. So, I have a question. So, your solution has to be tailored, case by case, for sure, no? So, it is, in your opinion, useful for each configuration of water supply systems, or you need, for sure, dams as a water source, or it could be also in the future applied also in case where you don't have dams as a water source, so for example, wells or rivers and so on? It's just a curiosity.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, we have been speaking with utilities in the last weeks in northern Italy, where their main source of supply is springs and wells. Okay, so in this case, they don't have the possibility to manage the reservoir. They don't have a reservoir, so they don't have any possibility. So we, but still talking to them, they are somehow thinking that the water will always be there. And so they give for granted that the water will always be there. And they're experiencing also lower the depletion of the springs, lower water. So now probably we're not ready, to face this springs-oriented supply system. We are better for the reservoirs, for, let's say, kind of a Mediterranean climate. but we are thinking to provide also a forecast solutions also for those water supplies that are sourcing water from springs.
Okay, thanks a lot, Matteo.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone. So good luck to all of you. So we are going to take a 10 minutes break. So we will see you at 11:25, and we will start with a presentation by Ramón López from SUEZ. And yeah, we will be covering the trends in the water industry. So we look forward to meeting you shortly, and take your break. Thank you. Hello, we are back. I hope you are all back and you had the chance to make a tea. So we can continue with the next session. I'm very happy to welcome Ramón, Open Innovation Manager from SUEZ Spain, and he will be delivering a keynote presentation over the next 20 minutes to half an hour. So feel free to ask any questions or to comment on YouTube comments or on LinkedIn chat, and we will bring the questions here, okay? Thank you so much. Hello, Ramón.
Hello, Patricia. Thank you very much for the opportunity to give this presentation. First of all, I would like to congratulate the startups that have already pitched. Very interesting. I must confess that we are already collaborating with one of them. And the other four, they are very interesting. I will take a deep look at them. And concerning the presentation, okay, I don't know if you can see the presentation now. Yes, okay, thank you. Well, the presentation has a general title like Trends in the Water Industry, but I will explain you in which topic I would like to follow because this is a very general title. First of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Ramón López. I'm working head of Open Innovation at SUEZ Spain. Our local brand is Akbar. That's why you will see Akbar at the presentations. And following that presentation, I have a structure in 3 areas. First is a brief introduction about why to innovate, what is important for companies like us to innovate. Second, I will show you some key challenges in water industry, some global areas in which water companies like us, we are doing research nowadays. And third, if I have time, I will also like to talk a little bit about the open innovation and the work we are doing also with the startups, because this is the topic of this event. Okay, why to innovate? Well, I think it's not new for you that we have like environmental constraints nowadays. First of all is climate change. Climate change, you know, and we have seen some of the presentation that means for us extreme weather events, natural disasters, water crisis, and also that measures mitigation adaptation of water climate events, and some of these mitigation issues can also fail. So this also is linked to demographic pressure. The global population in the world is increasing, as you already know, and these 2 constraints at the end gives to the situation that we have an increasing pressure on water resources, water, food, and energy, water being one of them. This is something that is said by the World Economic Forum. I'm not the only one saying that. It's globally known. But also, I think it's very important to take into account that social expectations is not only about climate change, it's also about what the society, what the customers are expecting from us, from the companies. First is time. Time meaning that everything is every day faster. Things are happening in a faster and exponential way. That means that the time for getting things is shorter every time, and the time that the customers and the society is willing to expect to wait for the solution is shorter and shorter. I have put some examples here. For example, the time for decoding the human genome, as you know, it was like several years in the past, but nowadays you can go to a lab, to analysis lab, and have all the results in a few hours. So at immediacy, as I said, customers, society, they don't want the solutions to be there in several years' time. They want it now. So this is important for us. We need to work faster and faster in coming up with the solutions. Experience, that means that the society and the customers, they don't only want quality products, high quality products and cost-effective products. There are some other values. They are waiting for the solutions to be aligned with these other values. that is important to understand, otherwise they won't buy our solutions. And also it's important to mention that all the products, all the services must be designed with a focus on the final user. So nowadays we are not working in developing products and at the end selling this product to the market and having this first contact with the customer at the end of developing, because this is not working anymore. We're involving the user from the beginning, because it's important to know what are the needs and what the customer is expecting from and the society is expecting from when we deliver solutions. Also, the benefit, that means that we don't only expect as the economic benefit, we also expect a social and environmental benefit. We can see more and more every time. And at the end, the technology is evolving very fast, and we need to be aware of the last technologies. So what does it mean? That means that from companies like us, we need to deal with dynamism, also as a part of stability. What does it mean? That means that we need to, for sure, to allocate resources to our business, to our core business, but we need to allocate some of the resources to do research and to bring with new market opportunities. That's the reason it's very interesting to listen to the proposals like the startups are speaking today, because it's the fastest way to get to these new solutions and to these new market opportunities at the end. Okay, after this first introduction about what is important to innovate, I would like to show some key challenges or big areas where the water companies we are working at. So in this presentation, I'm not going to talk about the specific technologies. I'm going to talk more about key challenges. I have selected these 5. For sure, there will be more than that, but I think these 5 is important, and we are doing a big effort in a company to work to solve the challenges that they are bringing. The first one is digitalization. It's here in the middle because at the end, digitalization is present everywhere in all the 4 other challenges. It's a transversal topic. And I will also to talk about biofactories, eco-factories, that means circular economy, smart basin, meaning that it's not only important cities, but also all the area, the river basin and the rural area. Critical infrastructures, at the end, we need to protect that infrastructures. And what we have expressed here, like territorial and social sustainability. That means that it's important that all the solutions are focused to population and at the end to have a more happier and healthier population for sure. Concerning digitalization, I think that all of the water companies, not only us, are working at the end to have like real-time support solutions covering all of the water cycling. That means, if you see this slide here, we have here in the basis some sensors that nowadays we want to be real-time, providing real-time data. We are working on the data acquisition of this sensor. We also want to have an hypervision of everything, what is happening in our system. Thanks to that, we can also work in events detection and management. If there is any failures, something is happening, we need to have like a real alert. Also, we are working on models, algorithms to have predictions and simulations of what is happening, of what is going to happen. And at the end, what we look for is to have an optimized automation of all the operations. That means in drinking water networks, I have put here like 3 advantages. Is, for example, to improve the management of non-revenue water. That means also to decrease the leaks on the water network, to ensure an operational efficiency, for sure, of the network. And at the end, also to secure that the water has a high quality so we can have the trust of the final customers. Concerning sewerage, we are doing this digitalization to protect the citizens against flooding. That's a very important issue concerning climate change. The conservation of the natural environment to let's say, to prevent discharges, polluted discharges going to the environment, and also at the end to improve the performance of all the assets, of all the infrastructures. And concerning water treatment plants, we are working to have a more efficient and reliable operation of those plants. That means real-time modeling and prediction of all the operations that are working in a water treatment plant, of the process, all the assets, etc., all the consumption of resources for sure. To have also a predictive maintenance for critical equipment, to know better when this equipment is going to fail, why, and that we at the end can be reactive to that. And also to work on the aging models of the equipment, especially in European cities, for example, that you know that all the assets are going older and older, so we can have a proper and renewable plant of those assets. The other topic I would like to talk is about critical infrastructure. As I mentioned before, not only apply to cities, but also to river basins. That is important. We have seen some pitches about that, about river basin and how to deal with all the risk that we have at the basin level. In this case, well, I'm showing a tool we have at SUEZ Spain. It's called Smart River Basin. So at the end, it's a tool also to give to the municipalities, to the public administration, the correct tools, let's say, yes, to deal with all the extreme water events. At the end, we want them to be more responsive to the water events that we can have in an area. That means, on one side, droughts and water shortage, that we are able to predict and also to apply mitigation measures and to monitor the effectiveness of these measures. And also, on the other side, we have floods, no? Early warning systems against flood, so we are able to predict several days beforehand if we are going to have a flood, in which areas do we have an alert, do we have a real risk about this floods, and at the end to be able to improve the management of all the coordination activities during and after the event. Not only river basin, as I mentioned before, also cities. It's important to have tools to deal with climate change effects. In this case, I'm showing a European project called Life by Tulo. It's a live project. What we are doing in this project is focused in one case study in a city in Spain called Badalona. We are implementing, while developing and implementing early warning system tools with the final aim to increase the preparedness of this area to those climate change events that we have mentioned before, like floodings, and to give the tools to the operators and to the administrations to be able to react and to integrate all the actors, for example, hospital, firemen, etc., that needs to be involved on the reaction of this kind of crisis. Another area I would like to talk about is biofactory, circular economy. As you already know, we are moving from a linear treatment of the wastewater. Beforehand, wastewater treatment plants were seen as factories where we need to spend a lot of resources, energy, manpower, and so on, to produce a waste that it was discharged or it was disposal at a landfill, for example. No, so it was a linear process, only in which we only spend and spend and spend money, and we obtain no revenues from that. We are changing now to this circular economy vision. That means that on one side we are spending less resources, and on the other side, we are obtaining products, and we can have a revenue from these products. one of the revenues can come because we are using and reusing these products in our processes, so we are spending less in resources, in the classical resources, or because we are able to sell also this product. That means reclaimed water, biosolids, energy that is produced for sure in these two main plants, and also nutrients. We are changing the name to water resource recovery facilities, or biofactory, eco-factories, whatever you want to call them, but we are not talking about these facilities as only a treatment of rejection, a treatment of waste. Is a factory to produce new resources that can be used in new processes. Here, I will also like to show some example of projects. Most of the time, I'm referring to European projects, because at the end, it's more interesting for you, as we have here representatives from several countries in Europe. So it will be easier for you to find information on these projects if you want to have additional information. This one is a live project called Live Nimbus. What we are doing here is recovering this generating biomethane from this from the treatment of this sludge. And with this biomethane, we have two lines. One is to storage, because we think it's a very useful way to storage energy, not to storage electricity itself, but storage in a way of gas, of biogas, and on the other side, to use this gas, this methane, to run buses in the city of Barcelona. This is a project that is already taking place in this moment. If we talk about nutrient recovery, I show here another project called Walnut. What we are doing in this project is to develop a new technological solution for this recovery of nutrients from wastewater. And what we're doing is producing a biofertilizer, and we are assessing also the agronomic effectiveness of this biofertilizer to assess if can replace all the conventional fertilizers that are in the market nowadays, to move from the conventional chemicals to a more sustainable solution. And this third project refers more to the water reclamation and reuse. This project is taking place in the city of Alicante. And what we're doing here is using reclaimed water to prevent fires in the forest. We are using the water to increase the humidity of the forest. And also, in the case of an event of a forest, we are using also with water cannons to extinguish this fire. So in this case, we're using reclaimed water. So we are not using the natural resources, for example, water, drinkable water, or water from river or from aquifer. So we can save this water for other purposes. And another group of projects I would like to talk about is about what we have called here Territorial and Social Sustainability project focused to reach better sustainability of our solutions. For example, ESAWA, this is a network of entities, companies, public entities, etc., that we are working in raising the awareness of the importance of calculating water footprint. So I think most of the companies nowadays, they are calculating their carbon footprint, because something that is more and more demanding each time. But we do think it's important also to calculate your water footprint, the water that you are using in your processes. And we are doing lobbying with this network also to promote this calculation, also to be considered in the environmental assessment. And other tool I would also like to present here is City Sentinel. In this case, what we are doing is doing the analysis of coronavirus in the water, the coronavirus that is causing COVID-19 disease. And we are using as a tool also to predict where and when it's going to be like a burst of incidents of people ill with COVID-19. This is why we have been able to demonstrate that we are able to identify the virus in the wastewater some days before people are starting to feel ill and are going to the hospital, and they are doing the analysis, and they are at the end confirming that they are ill, that they have been contaminated with this virus. So we are using this tool in several towns, also as a prediction tool to tell them in which neighborhood this town can expect to have an increase of this illness with some days in beforehand. And just to end up, as I said before, I would like also to talk a little bit about open innovation and about the advantage of corporates like us in collaborating with the startups. I would like to show here a report, some figures from a report that I found it very interesting, in which they made a survey to, I think it was like 500 companies in all Europe, and they were asking to these companies, medium and big companies, if they have previously collaborated with a startup. So they say that 98% of the companies already collaborated with a startup, and I think that is a very good figure. And startups were the third preferred partner to work in innovation projects, just after suppliers and customers. So I think that is a very positive point. And also from the point of view of startups, although startups at the beginning, they really complain about working with corporates because at the end it's a collaboration that is not easy. But most of the companies, or most of the startups, they are changing their minds, and 95% of those startups think that they will collaborate with the startup again. And also, as you can see in this figure, they are also thinking and confirming that the responsibility of a successful collaboration is not only it's not only like, I would like to say, it's not only the corporate, that they need to do an effort for this collaboration to be successful. It's also it's also a role of the startup, to put some effort in this collaboration to be successful. And I really like this figure, just also for the startups to understand why we like startups from the corporate point of view. Because startups, we think that you are very agile, working, you come continuously with new ideas, new disruptive ideas. You also you are not afraid of risk, of coming up with these ideas. And also you are used to working very versatile environments, changing environments. You are very highly motivated teams. You have also the potential to grow more rapidly than the big corporates, and also you have this ability to enter into new markets that are not the core business of the big corporates. And also corporations, well, I think we can bring also some value to you, to startups, because we can give you an access to our markets, to our current markets. We have a bigger knowledge of these markets. We have also more resources, and to work and also to help you to bring your technology to these new markets. We have more workforce, more capital, and at the end, we can help you in spread this technology to new customers and to make it viable. And here we also like to list, which are the mainly objectives of corporates when we work with startups. This related to the corporate, to the slide I have shown before, but in this case, I would like to focus also on this specific advantage. The first, I think, is to explore new technologies and to new business models. For us, it's much more easier to cooperate with you. You have done a lot of work beforehand I mean, you can help us in the detection of this and the surveillance of these new technologies. Also, it's important for us to renew our innovation culture in the company. With these collaborations, we also achieve that our employees, our people, have a more entrepreneurial mindset. We have access to your talent, to your energy. That for us is very important. You can help us to solve business problems, business needs in a more fast and more cost-effective way, and a lower risk for us because it's a solution that is already developed. And you can help us also to enter, as I mentioned before, new markets. We also can improve our corporate social responsibility, for sure. That's also important for a corporate social responsibility department. And we can also work in agreements with you. You can act as a client. We can act as a client, but we can also be an investor. And at the end, we can also even acquire the company, your company. And some of the companies are investing because at the end, they also want a financial return. It's not our case in Akbar, in SUEZ. We are more focused in detecting interesting technologies for us and for our clients. And some other, for sure, can have this benefit of obtaining these revenues when they invest in a startup. In our case, we have a program. We have called it GoSeas. It's a venture client program. As I mentioned, we are putting the focus in detecting technologies, and venture client means that we invest in doing a test of this technology with the final aim of becoming one of your first customers. So for us, we are decreasing the risk to have you as a provider, as I mentioned before, because we are doing first a proof of concept to know if the technology is working. It's easier for you to enter a big company because you don't have to follow the classical procedures to enter the company that are much more harder with the purchase department, with a law department, etc. And for you, we are helping you to validate the technology in a real case scenario. And also when you're going to, for example, investment rounds, so you can tell that you have a real case with a company like us. And I think it's also profitable for you to be able to disseminate, that you are working with a company like SUEZ Spain. And just to finish this last slide, I decided to include it because I think it's important also for corporates and for startups to know that if we want to work with public administration, there are new tools, new models to work with. We're working with these models. Is what is called public procurement of innovation. So, well, there are here I have included 3 models. But at the end, what it means is that the public administration, in this case, a municipality, a government, they are not buying a commercial technology. They are buying the development and the adaptation of this technology to their needs. So in the case, what we're doing as a big company is applying to the tenders the public administrations are launching in collaboration, in most of the cases, with startups, because you are bringing this new technology. And if we are subcontracted by this public administration, we are developing that technology, or we are evolving that prototype into a solution that really meets the needs of the public administration. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for your presentation, for listening to my presentation. Sorry, and if you have any question, so I'm here to answer them.
If there's any questions from the startups that are joining here, feel free to let us know so we can take them to Ramón. I want to thank you, Ramón, for the overview. I think it gave good tips for the startups to scale up their projects and look up for opportunities that are out there. So from my side, I'm curious to know personally from your side, how do you imagine the future of water innovation? No? Like what we might expect or we would like to see in the coming years to really transform, no, the water management systems that we currently have, considering the state of the art that you just presented.
Mm-hmm. Yes, what I would say is at the end, I think that all the companies in all sectors, we will work with the same technologies. Now, it's not only a question of a technology that applies to the water sector or to the sectors. At the end, the technologies that are coming nowadays are digital technologies that can be applied in any sector. In this case, sometimes we are working also with startups in proof of concept with several corporates and corporates from other sectors to prove that the technology can work in different environments. So I think that's the future. So technology won't be specific for any sector. And for sure, it doesn't matter if you are a startup or you are a big company. At the end, the one having the best technology, the technology that meets the needs, the real needs of the customer, will be the company that will succeed. That's my point.
Thank you very much. Is there any other questions from the audience? Okay, I can see that there's a question. So what other uses can the city Sentinel have besides COVID? It's more a specific question.
Okay, thank you. Yes, in the case was a tool that was developed very, very fast for this COVID situation, for sure, in just few months. But now we are working with the detection of another bacteria, of another virus. And also we started working with other compounds that you can find in wastewater, for example, pharmaceuticals, drugs, and so on. At the end, we think it's a very powerful early warning system tool to tell the administration what is happening in the cities, just taking a look at what is contained in these wastewaters.
Any other questions coming from maybe LinkedIn or YouTube or from the participants that are here today with us? Now is the opportunity for you to ask anything that comes to your mind. Okay, we have one question from Johannes from Algae Nova. What is your opinion on decentralized nature-based solutions? Is it something you could imagine to apply within the cities you work with?
I will say that we are working with nature-based solutions, and nature-based solutions applied in cities. Decentralized, sometimes it's more difficult to work with decentralized solutions because at the end, sometimes it's more cost-effective to have centralized solutions. It's a possibility for sure, but they don't need to be decentralized. But it is true that we're working for nature-based solutions applied to cities to prevent floodings, for example, also to improve air quality, because we're working also in air, in water. I think that nature-based solutions are the future for sure, but not necessarily decentralized.
Thank you. We have one question coming from YouTube comments that it's more directed to the Go Seeds program. So how can a startup apply to this program?
Okay, this program is open during all the year. We don't have specific calls with specific deadlines. It is open. You can contact me, no problem, because I'm the responsible of the program. What we are doing is analyzing your technology and putting you in contact with our areas in the company that may be interested in this technology. And we both agree. So what we are doing is proposing a proof of concept that is paid by us, this proof of concept, because we understand that startups cannot spend time and resources in a free test. We are aware of that, so we are paying for that test. And no, for sure, you can contact me. No problem. We have also a website called go6.tech. But yes, feel free to contact me. No problem.
Any other questions that we can address before we close this session? Okay, so thank you so much, Ramón. Thank you for the great insights. And I think we are gonna go to the next session, which is the awards announcement. I hope that all the members of the jury are ready to go on camera, so we can actually make the announcement of which startups are winning the awards of the 8th infrastructure competition. Hello, Antonio.
Thank you, Patricia. I will be the member of the jury in charge of communicating the outcome. Welcome back again. This is the final moment of celebration has arrived. And then I will take the floor on behalf of the whole jury that we have agreed in our evaluations. So before I would like to say thank you to everyone, especially to the participant. We have found all the solution very impressive, and we congratulate all teams for the work done and wish the best luck to their companies in its future development. So I will start bottom up. The second prize, that is the 10,000 cash prize, goes to Watergate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. I'm so happy to hear. And yes, I hope we can move on our technology in our business. Thanks also to this prize. Thank you so much.
Okay, Matteo. Yes, we all agree that Watergate is proposing a holistic solution that will help water management companies to have a more complete vision of their resources and to make better decisions. So good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And now the first prize, that is 12,000 cash prize, goes to Bluephage. Congratulations. We have found the idea of Bluephage very innovative and easy to apply to the water management process to improve the quality control of the water and to have a quick response to any microbiological issues. So all jury members agree that they are the first prize.
That's fantastic, and congratulations for Bluephage. Enrique is not here to say thank you. I guess he might be watching the live streaming on YouTube or on LinkedIn. He made a great presentation earlier, and we are very happy to provide the prize to him and the whole team behind the Bluephage project.
Okay. Now with the special prize, the winner of the special prize, that is 30,000 euros, and includes a demo process with the problem holder, has been chosen directly by the problem holder, taking into account the solution that is more suitable to solve the challenge and is aligned with the improvement work areas where they are working now. So the special prize goes to Bluephage too. Congratulations again, and I think they can join us. We will communicate to them the outcome. So
minutes, so we can actually put them on screen. Okay, I think they have some problems with the connection, so unfortunately they won't be able to join right now, but I'm very excited to have the winners of the competition. And okay, Enrique is here from Bluephage that we gave the award just a few minutes ago. So Enrique,
yes, many thanks for the prize. I am very happy, and I will spend this money to improve our development products and to arrive to more customers. Thanks.
Good luck.
Fantastic. So if no, the other startup is not here, or Claudio wants to say a few words as a problem holder and also a member of the jury. Okay, so I would like to give the floor to Elena, who is in charge of the program and the infrastructure competition, to say a few words. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you, Patricia. I just wanted to say congratulations to WaterJade and Blueface. You did a great job. And
sorry, Elena. I think the audio is not good. I don't know if it's just me. Yeah, problems with the audio. Maybe it's your earphones.
Is it better now? Can you hear me?
No.
No.
Can you try now? Oh, no.
Can you hear me now? Now? Is it working now? Not working?
No, we can hear a huge echo.
So
no problem, Elena. If you want to write a few words here, I will be happy to take them to the floor. But overall, we would like to thank you, everyone, for joining today, mainly to the startups who have been working very hard to provide these solutions. Of course, to the speakers that have been giving great insights, and also Claudio as a problem holder providing the mentoring with the whole A team. So this is a great opportunity, something that should be growing and be replicating over time. And I hope the startups ecosystems keeps growing, because it's key to really face, to tackle the challenges that we face. So thank you so much for everyone for joining today. And I hope to see you next week. Next Monday, we celebrate the last series of events from the 8 water scarcity community. So this will be with the case study of agriculture. We have a great lineup with roundtable interviews with the problem holder and the 8 startups that will be participating. So I hope that we can see you all there, because it's a great opportunity to also get inspired and motivate ourselves to initiate new ideas. So thank you so much. No, unfortunately, your audio, Elena, is very noisy. Sorry, it's not working. No problem. So thank you. I would like to close the session today, and I hope you have a nice day.